sun peeks over the horizon. Your excitement builds. The animals in the field start to stir. The forest comes alive with sounds. The sunlight glimmers off the lake, and the mountains start to shed their morning fog. So load up your favorite ammo, grab a few buddies, and head out to make some memories. And tell the rest of the world that you've gone hunting. All right. There we go.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh man, yeah, keep them busy. I was on another stream there for a bit with for the comic book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I'll tell you what. For some reason, when we posted to Instagram, it never jumped over to Facebook, and I don't know why. So again, we didn't get votes. So we're gonna let JJ and his son Jett pick the winner tonight. And guys, listen, I don't know if you guys realize this, but our special guest tonight is Jett Anthony, 11-year-old national archery champion. Now, I don't know about you guys. That's a huge accomplishment for an 11-year-old. I'm pretty stoked about it.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. I guess we're waiting for I know he'll pop on any second if you're on.
Yeah.
Where's Jett? Hi, Jett.
Hey.
Remember me?
No.
No, because you haven't been to church in a while. Here's Juliet. You remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Congratulations, bud.
Thanks.
I didn't know you knew them. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know either.
That's pretty cool, buddy.
Thank you. That is, it is so small.
So we really want to wait for your
yeah.
Him to get on before we ask any questions. But I'll tell you what we can do. We can show pictures a while, Jett, till he gets on, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to show some pictures of photos that were submitted to our contest. We're going to show the top 10. I already sent them to Chris, I hope. If I didn't, he's going to have to pull them off our webpage.
I'm going to say nope. You did not send them this time.
And we'll show pictures till he gets on, okay?
Now, let's see. So we're going to do this.
I'll tell you what, Jett. Here's what we'll do. When he's getting ready. Hey, there he is.
There we go.
What's up, guys?
I was more worried about him getting on than myself.
I'll tell you, we enjoy having him on already, but I said to him, I'm like, we're going to wait till he gets on before we talk to you. I don't want to. Being 11, we want to make sure we follow all rules.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what. So I just told him what we are going to do. We're going to show some photos quick. Chris has pulled them up. So when we have special guests on, every week we have a photo contest. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to give you the top 10 photos we went through. And we're going to let you guys, we're going to start by letting you guys pick your favorite photo out of the top 10. And that'll be the cover background for our Facebook page.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how we normally start when we have a guest. I failed tonight a little bit. I had so much run around and do with school tomorrow that I didn't send Chris the photos, so he's pulling them up quick.
Yeah, it's just going to take me a minute. That's all to find them.
Forgive me. But guys, why don't you introduce yourself while we're waiting? Go ahead, both of you.
Okay, so I'm Josh Smith. I'm originally from Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Graduated there in 2008. Joined the Air Force a few months later and have been in ever since and traveled the world. And in 2016, I started dating Jett's mom, and then that's when he became a part of my life. And ever since, we've kind of been taking on the world in the outdoor industry, you could say.
That's awesome.
Hey, I'm Jett Anthony. I'm from Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. And when my mom met this little scraggler, he got me hunting and fishing.
So I was seeing your video this earlier, Ben, of the rainbow, and it reminded me of all the golden smallmouth that are in that river right now.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that river right now is polluted with smallmouth. I don't know if you've seen a video, but we went bow fishing a couple weeks ago, not far from where that rainbow was, and we seen muskie laying in the water that were 5 feet long in the light, and I said, man, if I could bow fish for muskie.
Oh. Yeah, that's a fish of a lifetime there.
Man, there was some awesome fish in there. I'm telling you. You don't realize if you want to do something cool, just take a trip at night in your boat and literally just shine a light in the water. I don't think, anybody, I've heard people say, well, there's no smallmouth in there. There's no, oh my God, at nighttime, you wouldn't believe what you can see.
Yeah. I think that, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, sorry, go ahead. There was a cut.
No, I was going to say, we do a fish a lot, and I just think the reason people say that is over the years, technology changes, so it becomes easier for people to fish for fish, and those fish get more pressure, which ultimately ends them up. They get smarter.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree with you. 110%. So, Josh, I got to ask you something. You graduated in 2008.
Correct.
Which makes you how old right now?
33.
So that means you know Booper Brown.
Yep. I would be.
Which is my cousin.
Okay.
Which is my cousin. He just had a baby a few days ago.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Booper would be, I want to say, 2 or 3 years ahead of me, but yeah, we were good buddies through school. We actually do fantasy football together.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. Yeah. I didn't even know you knew Booper, so that makes it pretty cool. I would have Booper jump on with us.
Yeah, well, you probably, I'm trying to think, you might know. So my hunting camp, so do you know Jerry Schwartz maybe?
Yep, I know Jerry Schwartz.
My stepdad and uncle would be Scott and Stevie Matt Betts.
Oh my Lord, is that really your stepdad and uncle?
Yeah.
I lived right up the road from them my whole life.
Yeah, so small world. Now
no kidding. They will tell you. I'm telling you, ask about Ben Brown. They'll tell you I was the big mouth up the street.
Yeah. So small world.
It is a small world. When they said Pine Grove, I'm like, man, I have to know these guys. I have to. Like I thought about it 1,000 times. I'm like, I got to know who these guys are.
I'm trying to think. So my uncle was Daniel Noggle. He was killed in a car accident.
Yep.
2001. So that would be my mom's side. So my dad's side's all the Sudberg clan. So
I've known Sudberg very well. I've done a lot of hunting on Sudberg over the years. A lot of rabbit and pheasant hunting for sure.
Good area. Very thick. That's good for rabbits. That's for sure.
I'll tell you what, you guys want to rabbit hunt sometime, you get a hold of me.
Okay.
We got 6 dogs we run. I'll tell you what, I've never seen none like it. These dogs are phenomenal. Matter of fact, we just sold a litter of pups off. Well, I didn't sell them. My buddy did. And oh my God, that's the funnest thing I've ever done. I shot doubles last year, literally shot. And one rabbit, one shot. I thought, I flip my gun down. A rabbit come flying by again. Flip the gun, shot, click, boom, and got it on the last shot. That literally happened, I think. Oh, man, I bet it happened to me 4 times. I got to a point I had to stop unloading my gun because I already knew I was done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think Chris has pictures ready. Let's pull them up quick, and then we're going to get into Jett. So there's one.
All right.
Now, I need you to understand that the last guest on picked, and that's another thing, you guys get a little special thing. So you get to pick a title for cover photo next week. So cover photo last week was Stephen G, and he selected Sunset.
Okay. Is that all of them?
I believe that was the last one, right, Chris? We lost Chris for a second. He cut out for probably working on this. He cut out. There he is.
I'm just staying in the back to work on these things quick. Yeah, that was the last one. Hey, Pops.
All right. Jett, which one did you like?
I like the second one.
The second one? So let's go. If I'm not this one. This one here.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
There's your winner for tonight. So everybody watching live, that is your winner for tonight. We will get that on the cover photo contest. Thank you guys for participating in it. We love when we get other people involved. So we really appreciate it.
That's great.
So Jett, I read an article by Tyler France, who I grew up with his brother. And I was ecstatic. I mean, the moment the article was sent to me, and listen, a lot of stuff I see because it's sent to me, not even because I was looking for it. And it was sent by my mother, who's a pastor out of Frackville, Pennsylvania, and said, Ben, you need to read this article right now. So I jumped on, I read the article, and it looks like you made some awesome accomplishments here in your life already as an 11-year-old boy. Tell us a little bit about it.
So first, I was shooting in the backyard because I wanted to draw enough poundage to be able to hunt. So I've been shooting a lot, and about a week or two after, I draw 35 pounds. So I went out hunting. Then I shot my first buck with the bow. It was a little spiky. And
I believe we have a picture of that, which we'll if Chris finds it here, we'll post. I know I sent those pictures. We'll post that while you're talking and show everybody.
And then the next year, I did S3DA, Scholastic 3D Archery. And then I started with 3D, which is the animals. And there's rings. So the lower 12 that you don't have to call. There's the center 11, which they don't call it 11 in S3DA because IBO scoring. But there's a top 12. And, like, it's all like this. And, like, you have to call the upper one. If you call the upper one and you hit the lower one is still a 10. But if you don't call the upper one and you hit the lower one, it's 12.
Okay.
And then it's a big ring when it's 10. And then it's a vital circle, which is 8. And then the animal is 5. And then anything others is 0. And it's out of 20 targets. In the first year, I shot a 201 and a 202.
Now, is that a good score? I don't know anything about it.
It's pretty good, but my highest this year was a 210 and a 204.
Well, why don't you tell them what place you came in the first national event you shot in last year?
The first national event I shot in, I came in 5th.
And 5th.
As a 10-year-old.
And that's pretty cool. Let's face facts. As a 10-year-old, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the age group he currently shot in that he won this year is Eagle, which is 9 to 11-year-olds. So as a 10-year-old, he came in and we shot in I'm trying to think of what the town is, but it's in Kentucky. And I think there was just shy of 100 kids in his class. Now, obviously, not everybody travels across the country to come to these shoots. I mean, if you're close by, a lot of people are going to do it, but let's face it, parents aren't, dropping thousands of dollars for their kid to come across and come in 200th place, right?
Right, agreed. My daughter played softball. I feel that pain, man. I got you.
And I'm not saying that in any arrogant way or anything like that, but let's face it, if you're not winning at the state level or competitive, at least at the state level, most people aren't going to travel, 12, 13 hours to just go shoot their bow, where they can do that in just about any archery club in the area. So when we down there, we really didn't know what to expect. The Scholastic 3D Archery here in PA, it's just kind of starting to grow. It's only on its 6th year. So he did well, but he didn't have a ton of competition. Luckily, there's a girl he actually shoots against who shoots in the open class, where Jett shoots, but she won the national title the year before. So it kind of gave him an idea, like, I need to shoot kind of competitively against her, and that would prepare him. So when we went out there, he performed. He did 2 personal bests back-to-back days and got 5th place. So I'll let him finish, after finishing 5th, how that mentally charged him moving on to the next events in the next year. Are you there, Jett? Are you there, buddy? Jett?
You might have hit the volume button.
You got unmute yourself. There you go.
He
Now
is.
you can talk. So go ahead. You can kind of talk how that got you excited and practicing.
So then I really practiced a lot for indoor 5 spot. And then I went to 5 spot. I shot a personal.
Start with the state shoot.
Oh, the state shoot, I shot my personal best with a 150-28X, which is the scoring is like there's a blue, which is the outside blue is a 3, then a 2, or it's a 5, then a 4, then a 3. The white circle.
He might have bad service.
Yeah, there you go.
The white circle is a 5, then there's an X, then there's a 4, and then there's a 3. So the X you count for tiebreakers, and then so I shot a 150-28X, 5 arrows, 6 rounds.
So a perfect score is a 150 in that, and then you could shoot a 30X. But at the state shoot, out of all the age group kids, and there was I think 126 or something like that is the biggest shoot the state had at that level. And so it's mainly the eastern side of the state. The western hasn't really grown to the western side, but he was the top scorer out of all age groups.
That's awesome.
So knocking that out, he was pretty excited going to nationals. And he can kind of talk about how much he practiced that week. He switched over to go ahead.
They're talking to you guys, the viewers right now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they're starting to pop up on the screen.
Do you know, is she go to Pine Grove there? Barnes 622?
It'll take a second. He'll pop back up. I'm not.
No, I can see it there.
I would say Ungst is from Pine Grove. That has to be a Pine Grove name. It has to be.
Definitely a Pine Grove name. Jett, do you know Hannah Ungst?
No.
Okay. So there's a good chance she probably shoots in the school program, which is the NASP, which is National Archery School Program. That's what it stands for. It's a big thing in Pennsylvania, which I think is an awesome avenue for kids to get into archery. However, the NASP is why S3DA was created, because so in NASP you have to shoot Easton aluminum arrows. You can't change it. You buy it, you can't change it. And you shoot a Genesis bow. But that's the downfall of it, is that's where you stop. Like, you can't start shooting a hunting bow and growing into other avenues of archery that you could collegiately do, Olympically do, things like that. And that's why S3DA got created. So they both have their values. So the Pine Grove currently has a NASP program. I'd love for them to build that into just the elementary format, and then middle school and high school be a different turn into S3DA. So it allows kids to get into archery and then pick up a hunting bow and competitively shoot that, which ultimately brings more hunters into the woods. Because let's face it, that's what we're trying to do is trying to keep this pastime alive and the youth involved in it.
So. Which is very, very true. I agree with you 100. I think the program itself is wonderful, but there's always ways to improve it.
Absolutely. Her brother is Hunter Ungst. I know she is pretty good here. I'm always post stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with she's probably for Pine Grove, and she probably shoots for the NASP program. I only say that because we're pretty involved with any archery club in the local area. If she was shooting anything outside of that.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure that's what it is.
But Jett, go ahead and finish off how states went and the rest of this season and how you accomplished things.
Anyway, I shot in states. I shot a 150-28X, and I got first in states. And then I went to nationals. I was like practicing in the basement all the time. Then I went to nationals. I shot a 150-23X the first day, and a 150-23X the second day, which had me in first place for the weekend.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And that shoot was big.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Owensboro, Kentucky. I think there was over 1,100 archers there that weekend. So.
Is that how many were in there? 1,100. Now, how many were in his age bracket?
His age bracket, I think that weekend was like 87 or so.
So 1 out of 87.
Yeah, first out of 87, there was only 2 perfect scores. So only 2 kids shot a 300. So
That's crazy. That's Jett. I just want you to know that I can't shoot that. I'm going to tell you that right out.
yeah.
I've killed a lot of deer with a bow, and I'm not even going to compete with you. I'm going to tell you, you're going to beat me. I think accomplishment is awesome. Like I said, when I read your article, I, as an avid hunter, was just like, man, that's awesome. I'm like, we got to have him on the show. Like, we got to get him here. People got to see what he's done. And I was stoked that you answered like literally within minutes. I don't know if you've seen, but we've been promoting Jett all week.
Yeah, I have. And I really appreciate that because we've been trying to grow. Like our outdoor channel is big on just getting more kids involved. And I feel if they see a kid doing it, it sparks more interest than them watching, a 33-year-old doing stuff, right? I feel if they see another kid doing it, they feel like, oh, I can do this too. So we're just trying to help do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jett, this is just out of the ordinary. I didn't talk to the other guys on Big Sexy Outdoors. I'll tell you and your dad now. I'll help you. So we're going to make a video. You guys are in? I'm in.
All right.
I'll put all 4 of my guys against you because I know you're going to beat them. And we'll make it a challenge. So what we'll do is we'll shoot balloons with challenges on. If you shoot the balloon, they have to do your challenge. What do you think? You want to do it? I'm in. I'll do it. I ain't scared. You can shoot me with a paintball or whatever you want to do. What do you think? You want to set something fun up? We'll try to get you some more views on your channel.
Sure.
We can do that.
I'm in. My guys love to shoot. I apologize. My dog's going crazy. My daughter's boyfriend left, so the dog doesn't like people in the house too well. But I think we've discussed shooting a video that would be just us having some fun with challenges. But hearing him say that, I think that we should get you involved.
We could do
we got a lot of fun.
We could definitely do a collab.
We could have a lot of fun, honestly. We run a lot of cameras, Tacticams, and no, don't read that, Jett. Jett, don't read what he wrote down there.
Should teach you how to shoot. So, speaking of, Jett does tell him about your bow fishing bow.
Yeah, we went to, where was it? Delaware. We went to Delaware bow fishing. I shot a stingray and 2 needlefish.
That's awesome. Jett, you know how many I shot? None. You want to know how many I missed? You want to know how many I missed? I'm not gonna tell you. You'll laugh at me.
Don't worry, I'm terrible with it too.
I can't. Now let me ask you a question. When you shot your bow for bow fishing, okay? Did you aim low or did you have your bow set up to already shoot low?
I aimed low.
Oh, Jett, you're making me feel worse. It was bad, buddy. Watch the video we posted. It's terrible. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
We'll have to watch that. Jett, so you want to go on, finish the rest of the year, and then we can talk about, show them some of your trophies and stuff?
Yeah, so I got this one from Indoor 5 Spot.
So that's the national chip there.
Dude, that's awesome. You know, as Josh, you got to be proud. I mean,
I think the coolest accomplishment is to see him, like, when I first bought him the bow in, I want to say it's 2018. We kind of started doing like small shoots on a Friday night, just getting ready for hunting season. But he started, like, I can remember him shooting at 5 yards, hitting a plastic bottle, and he was like smiling ear to ear. And now this summer, not to jump around, but we went out to the Total Archery Challenge and we shot a course, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation course, that was 30 to 125 yard shots. And now we didn't have Jett shoot. He did launch an arrow at the 125 yard. That arrow's no longer with us, but I'm not sure where it landed. But he was shooting stuff at 50 yards, and I'm talking 10 ringing it. Like,
get out. That's awesome.
It's impressive to see him just develop as an archer and his accomplishments. At this point, I mean, if we went to a shoot like that, I wouldn't be surprised if he told you to put the balloons at 50 yards. So you better be practicing.
Oh, Jett, you're going to beat me so bad. I'm going to be taking so many bad challenges. But you know what? If it gets you views, buddy, I'll do whatever we need to do. We're just like Josh. We want kids, man. We take little kids fishing and do things that they don't do, and that's what it's about. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's why when I seen this, it was so much to me, Jett. I just was like, I couldn't explain. I was proud. I'm not even your dad. I didn't even know you, and I was proud. I was like, man, that's awesome. And I can't. I don't have words for it. I don't. I send it to all the guys in the group. I'm like, yo, check this kid out. Check this out. And of course, Pine Grove being my hometown was it's a big deal for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking we put that balloon out at 60 yards.
Oh. I'm gonna look so bad, Jett. I'm gonna look so bad. But for you, buddy, I'm gonna do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Put it this way, he Robin Hood an arrow before I ever did. He's not allowed to shoot him at the same hole anymore.
Yeah, it gets too expensive, huh?
It costs me too much money.
So let me ask you a question before you go forward. We're talking about bows and bow shooting. I know a lot of people who do competition shoot. I actually work with a guy who does it, and he's semi-pro. Now, do you have the big stabilizer in your bow, or do you just shoot the standard stabilizer?
Next year I'm going to like a 24-inch because I'm shooting open next year instead of bow hunter. But my stabilizer is now like that.
Yeah,
not like that. So you still shoot a big one. You're just not shooting a real big one.
Yeah. So the classy currently, bow hunter it's very similar. It's fixed pins, so you can't adjust your sight or anything when you're shooting in it, and your stabilizer can't be no more than 12 inches from your riser. When you move into the open class, that allows you to basically, it's like drag racing, right? Open, you can do whatever you want to it, and there's really no rules. You can adjust your sight as you shoot. Scroll right to the exact yardage that you believe the target is, or the target is at, if it's known yardage, and you can run as big of a stabilizer you want, magnification inside your scope. So we're adjusting to that because that, honestly, if he's going to do it on a professional level, that's where all the money's at. Not that the bow hunting isn't, but if you're going to do it competitively, that's really where the class to grow into is.
That's where the check is.
Yeah, that's where the check is. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he has started since we finished this season. We threw a scope in there, and he's shooting a lens now. And we just shot a team shoot up in Tamaqua, with New Ringgold at their West Penn there.
Yeah, I know right where you're at.
So we came in 22nd out of 44 as a team, and he was shooting all the 14 rings, which are the size of a $50 up in the back right of the lungs, and he hit 4 of them out of 22 targets. But I mean,
he needs a new teammate. Is that what you're saying?
That's probably what it is. Yeah. he will tell you that because I did make 2 bad shots on a target, and he goes, "No, I can't even go for the 14."
That's great. That's great. I love it. So we just had a question, a really good question that came up from a viewer. I believe it was Chris's wife. Yeah, here.
All right. There you go. Did you see the question, Jett?
No.
Okay. It was Juliet's interested in archery. How can she get started?
I'd buy the Matthew Mission to get started because it's like a bow that shrinks down to the lowest poundage.
Yeah, so there's a couple different versions how you can go about this. There's companies all over the place are getting it. Really depends how committed you want to get to it. So if you can find somebody that's selling a bow that's used, that's probably going to be your cheapest route. But a lot of companies, I know Diamond, Matthews, Elite, Hoyt just came out with one, but they make youth models that will go from like 5 to 50 pounds down to like 15 to 29-inch draw length. So you can get a bow for her that she'll be able to shoot from 8 years old till she's 30, my age. And
we own a Diamond. I own one, actually.
There you go.
Pretty neat.
Diamond Edge is one of the big ones. Jett shot with a Mission Radic, great bow, tuned really well, and it shot. Now, obviously, there's going to come a point where, as it does in any sport, like if you're going to be committed to it, you're going to start pulling out a little extra money. Not that you couldn't be successful with basic stuff. I'm not saying that, but there are little advantages to the stuff that is a little more pricier in my view and experience with things. But in all honesty, I just get her a recurve or something that just allows her to sling arrows in the backyard till she she gets a liking for it. A lot of the local archery clubs, definitely reach out to them, see if they have some type of youth program, whether it be like a youth night or like that, in the local area. I know as far as S3A goes, there is a club at West Penn and New Ringgold. There's a couple up in Tioga County. Grass Hollow and Schuylkill Haven has one, but then down Palmyra has one. So I don't know how that factors out in, I believe you guys are in Carbon County, or am I Cumberland?
I'm in Northumberland. Chris is in Schuylkill.
Yeah. So there are different options within there. Feel free to reach out to us at JJ Outdoors. We can kind of guide you in the direction if you have more questions on it. But I kind of learned it in that sense. I bought Jett a bow that he could hunt with. He just happened to be really, really good at shooting at that. We just decided to start going to competitions. And he's a bit of a competitive person in the sense with other sports. So he kind of grasped onto this pretty quick.
So not to change subject, I want you to show us all your awards, but what other sports do you play?
I play baseball, and then I play basketball. And then I also play fishing.
You know, I'll tell you what, that's a good sport. That's probably one of my favorite besides hunting. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yep. He's good at that. He's my little bass partner.
I love it, man. I love it. I love seeing kids involved in the outdoors. So please go on, show us your. Oh no, wait! I think Chris has a video he's going to show us. Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry, yeah, I've been trying to get all the stuff ready in the background here. That's why I haven't been here. I just wanted to know, did you guys want me to show? I have the national, and then I have the deer video. So
Do the deer one, because being this is a hunting podcast, I think most of viewers would like to see this. A 10-year-old. My biggest background on this video for the viewers out there listening is I'm big on people getting into hunting, and Jett wanted to archery hunt before this, but me and his grandfather are avid vertical bow hunters, and we're like, hey, we want you to learn the right way. Use a compound bow, get into it this way. A lot of his friends were using crossbows, and I was like, I promise you, when you shoot one with the compound, that it's a different feeling, and you'll be hooked for life. So we made him wait till he could draw 35 pounds to hunt that way. And this arrow right here is a 35-pound bow at a 21-inch draw length, only going 130 feet per second, and the arrow weighed about 315 grains. And it was shot at 14 yards, and it hit the opposite shoulder. So you don't need a ton of weight to kill an animal. PA, you just have to take a good ethical shot and not try to be shooting 55 yards or something if you don't have a heavy weight and all that. So,
all right.
Welcome to our channel. My name is Josh.
My name is Jett.
And this is JJ Outdoors.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of JJ Outdoors. We're out here on the farm. We got the young buck here, ready to get it. So we kicked in a monster buck on the way in. I mean, bedded 25 yards from the tree stand, so it's looking good. We got about an hour and a half of daylight here. Let's see what we can make.
Now, when you're listening to this, the sound will pick up. It may sound loud here with him bouncing his arrow off there, but the external mic I have is like super, super good that it wasn't nearly that loud.
Oh, I don't like this video. I like freak out for some reason.
It's exciting, that's why.
Smoke. Go.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it.
Let's go. Hey, let's go. Smoke them.
Yo, here. Yo.
He crashed. I heard.
Oh. Hey. Talk to the camera.
Smoked him.
What happened?
With the buck. He came right here. Pop told me to aim a little low
because I always shoot. I'm shaking her now. Shoot high in a tree stand, so that's what I think. I smoked him right there.
15-yard shot. It looks like good penetration. I mean, we're hunting with a 35-pound bow here, 21-inch draw length, so we don't got huge penetration option, but we're gonna hang out here. Good chance a buck could come in too, so we're gonna hang here for at least another 10-15 minutes.
That right there is how you hook a youngster in archery hunting real quick.
Dude, I'll tell you what, that was good shot placement, man.
Yo, dude. Hey.
Yeah, I got it, Joe.
What we got here?
I don't
Well, show us what it is.
know.
Well, let's see.
Oh, it's a button buck. It's a button buck.
Little
Yep.
spike.
That's
Yep,
all a button buck.
that's a button buck. What do you think?
Yeah, did not break.
What do you have to think? What are you thinking?
This is awesome.
Well, why don't you talk to the camera?
Yeah, I shot it out of the tree stand, like maybe 13 yards away. Hit a little high, but that arrow's probably down in here.
Yeah, we'll be able to check it out, see exactly what you hit. Might want to be a little, probably about 3 inches forward and about 3 inches down.
This is my
You
first
want to hit
buck.
it right about right there, and you see where you hit.
But there's blood here, too.
Well, yeah, because he's spraying all over the place. All right. Hey, congratulations, buddy.
Good job.
What'd you shoot it with?
My Matthews,
There you go. Compound bow. How old are you?
10.
Sweet. First deer with the bow, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Pretty good night. Gutting this little thing. Spike. Getting a skull out.
I'm hoping the viewers don't mind blood.
Yeah, this one's 2
Nah, they're
inches
good.
and this one's 1.5.
Hey, Jett,
Where was
you
your
got
entry?
Orange
So,
just commented below for
I
you.
had
buddy.
a bad entry
Huh?
way back here. Went in though, and it actually came out the heart.
That's a perfect shot.
Yep, right down there in the front. Got some on the back leg there. How do you feel about it? What's it like to shoot your first deer with a compound bow?
Pretty good.
You think more guys should probably use a compound instead of a crossbow?
Yeah. Crossbow's cheating. All you do is go.
Oh, I love it.
It's funny.
So here's my question. If you had to choose between hunting, I think I know the answer, or shooting in the national championships, which one do you think you'd choose?
Hunting.
Attaboy. I knew it. I already knew the answer because that excitement I seen in your face, that when you said you hate that video, that's exactly why we do it.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly why. I know my daughter shot her first buck, and I about jumped out the tree stand head first. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. We didn't start filming then, so we only started about 6 months ago, really getting into it. And honestly, we're blowing up pretty good from where we're at. And I wish I had a lot of stuff on because I tell Chris crossbow is cheating. Oh, Chris.
But by no means am I saying that people shouldn't hunt with it, but it definitely changes the challenge behind it.
I always
grew up
say,
that way and-
Josh, if you hunt from the ground, crossbow is definitely the way to go because getting a deer at 10 yards while you're standing there, it happens. I've done it,
yeah.
but it's a lot harder.
Oh,
And if you hunt from a tree stand,
yeah, there's
that's a whole nother film. Oh my God, I love tree stand hunting is my favorite. I seen Chris hunt from the ground and come in 40 yards behind me, and I've watched him come walking in and disappear. That guy can hide in anything. Don't ask me how, but he can hide in literally anything. And he's not a little dude. I don't mean a smarty. He's like me. He's not a little dude. But he just disappears like poof.
Gone. No, the big thing is as long as you're helping advocate and bringing more hunters to the woods, that's really what it's all about.
Amen.
I just try to, if you get sick of, if you kill too many deer with that crossbow, Chris, I'll give you a challenge. There's a better way to put it.
Listen, Jett, I don't want to be one to tell you this, and Chris will tell you, this isn't me making fun of him. I love him like a brother, but he missed it 7 yards with the crossbow.
I did.
Really?
Swear to God. It stood there and I put it up and I had everything on it and I pulled and it walked 20 yards up next to me, stood there, went to the bathroom and then just left. And I'm like, yeah, go. I deserve it. You go away.
I deserve it. That's what he said that day too.
So,
He said, I deserve it.
Have you ever practiced that shot?
No.
So I want you to try to do something. I bet you if you practice that shot, it is not your 20-yard pin. I bet you it's your 40-yard pin.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So
See,
so we practice with 3D stuff because they'll be at competitions. When I shoot a 3-yard shot with my bow, I have to use my 60-yard pin, and it's money because it's just like a rifle. So when it's coming out, just picture it. It's coming out here, and as a rifle bullet goes, it has a high point, and then it'll dive and hit its point. So when initially it comes out, so my bow and Jett that practice the same stuff. So a 3-yard shot is my 60-yard pin, a 4-yard shot's my 50. 5-yard shot's my 40, 6 is 30, and then 7 is where 20 kind of flattens out until about 13 yards. And then at 13 yards, it starts to shoot high out to about 18, 19. And that's where it kind of levels out. So, and we're talking when you're at 13 yards of 20, you're talking an inch high. But if you're shooting a 1/4 inch circle, it plays it different on where you're aiming, right? You're going to aim the bottom of that 1/4 inch so that the quarter size circle so that you're hitting the quarter. But yeah, a lot of guys, we set that shot up at Sotara indoor, and I've watched people destroy arrows because they think, oh, 20-yard pin, I need to aim low. So now the arrow's already low, and now they aim low, and they bounce it right off the concrete in front of the dang thing.
Oh, man.
So,
and that makes sense, honestly.
It's something to really pay attention to because you'll hear more of guys shooting out of a tree stand at a close shot because on angled shots, like when a deer's right under you out of your tree stand, it may seem like it's a 15, 16-yard shot, but on a 40-degree angle, that's only a 6-yard shot. And dudes will put their 20-yard pin straight on the heart and they'll shoot right below the freaking deer because they should be shooting with their 30, 35-yard. Practice it. I promise you're going to be mind blown by it because when I first heard it, it sounds crazy, but Jett will even admit it. His obviously depending on your poundage and your setup and draw length, it does play a lot different factor. But yeah, that's why if you hear in the trying to think here, aim a little low. I'd have to look at it, but yeah, that's how it is. And then if people don't anchor right. I'm not sure how much you hunt out of a tree stand. I know we're kind of going on a squirrel moment here. Like when you draw back, you should anchor first and then bend at your hip. Because the second, if you're staying straight and you're just bending with your shoulders, you're actually changing the whole angle of how your bow is angled to your face. And you're not a perfect T anymore. So that's where a lot of guys say they have to aim low on a tree stand shot because they're actually drawing back and anchoring completely different. And they'll shoot 3 to 4 inches high because of that.
You just taught me something. You literally just taught me something. I shot for years out of a tree. I've killed a lot of deer. I'll be honest, I hardly ever missed, and that's not knock on wood, man. Please don't punish me, God, for that.
No, I'm not saying, but try it.
But I'll tell you that I have made shots that I didn't like I was aiming for the heart, and I ended up hitting a low, or hitting a little high, and I'm like, man, I don't understand. I was aiming right.
Yeah, everything feels perfect, right? But it's not. There's just so minute things. Like Jett shoots with a back tension release. I'm not sure if you know what that is. If you want to explain it to him, Jett, explain to him what a back tension release is.
You draw back, and as you like stretch your arms, it flicks, and then it just goes off.
So it's a surprise shot. So it's not like a finger. It's not like a thumb. It actually has a half moon on it. So as he anchors and he's applying pressure forward and back on the target, and then eventually it's just like a surprise shot. So that way he's not engaging the shot in any way. It's just more of a natural shot constantly. You get more of a consistent thing out of it. But if you watch, I'm sure you know who Levi Morgan is. He shoots for Matthews. He'll even tell you that, like, just anchoring here and moving your hand a 1/4 inch back here can change your shot 5-6 inches at 30 yards left and right. But be perfectly the same, but all you're doing is just adjusting here. So archery is a game of perfection and consistency. And no one perfects it. I like to say it's like golf, but for men.
Oh, I love it. But for men. So, Jett, we got off subject. I'm sorry. We got to show that video. That was phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Why don't you show us your awards, buddy? I don't want to take away from that in any way possible.
Okay, so I got this one like a month ago in Outdoor Target.
That's awesome.
First place there. Why don't you tell them how that went? Just as far as the weekend, like you shot Saturday, Sunday.
So I shot Saturday, and then turns out there was a kid ahead of me by 20 points.
No, I think it was like 15.
Yeah, 15 points. But then the second day they figured it out. It was a mistype. He actually shot like 30 or 40 points below me. And then I was in first place the whole time. And then so shoot-offs were supposed to be Sunday, and it got lightninged out. So I got my awards shipped to me. So I actually got Shooter of the Year, which is like I shot good in each and every like 3D, Outdoor Target, and 5-spot.
Yeah, so they add all your points together from all 3 events, and Jett had the highest out of all the archers in the nation in his class. So
that's awesome.
The belt buckles, the medals come and go, but the belt buckles, those are things that not a lot of people have. Like, if you think about it, for as long as S3DA is going, there's only been 7 kids in his age group to ever win that. So,
do you have boots to go with that belt buckle?
Yeah.
Boy,
yeah,
that was the answer I was hoping for.
I have like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Boy, man, I'll tell you what. Now that's cool. So
go ahead.
I do not shoot. I shoot 3D and I shoot those things, but I don't go into these competition shoots. So when you first got into these competition shoots, how nervous were you?
I was pretty nervous.
Yeah?
I didn't really want to shoot bad.
Well, nobody wants to do bad, but we all know we have to fail to get better. That's how it works. But it sounds like you didn't fail at all. Sounds like you did very well right off the get-go.
Yeah. There is one time when so he kind of knew going into the second day. Basically, when you shoot indoor nationals, like, you got to shoot a perfect score. If you don't shoot a perfect score, you're not winning, especially in the compound bow class. And Jett knew that. I never really tell him where he's sitting as far as competitionally from day 1 to day 2, because they do come out.
You did it in Ohio.
In Ohio, I did, because I asked him, because after 3D, we'll get into that story, but Ohio. But we were in Kentucky. I knew there was 5 kids that shot perfect score the first day. So I was like, all right, all he's got to do. He was leading the 3D count. Looking forward to next Monday.
He's our special guest next Monday.
Awesome. Cultivated English cutthroat. Okay, so some trout stuff coming up. That's good.
He runs a charter out of Susquehanna River. He's 21 years old.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Does he just do trout fishing, or does he do?
No, it's all bass and flatheads.
Okay. What part of the Susquehanna?
I'll let him answer. I'm sure he's listening.
All right, put down there what part of Susquehanna. I'd be interested to see. But anyway, so he knew he needed to shoot a perfect score, but he goes in and he was lights out. Like, I mean, just pinwheeling the target all day. Like, you're on when the arrow you're shooting the second time is going into the same hole the arrow the round before was in. So, like, we're watching the target. All the shooters from PA are in the room watching it. They know Jett's, leading the tournament. And I mean, it was cool to see kids from other archery clubs like supporting them, and they knew it. And the last round went up and the first target went, and I'm just like, please don't have something crazy like your D loop break and the freaking arrow go flying. So the first arrow went poof, and I was like, all right, money. And his mom couldn't even watch. She's like a nervous wreck, but he's up there like a cool button, just slinging away. And I'm watching. Second arrow hits there, third arrow money, fourth one money, and then the fifth one he draws back, poof. And then I put the binoculars down, and I don't think I've ever seen him take a breath so deep. You just see his shoulders. He goes, and he was all smiles because he knew, like, all right, I just shot the same score I shot yesterday. Someone would have to shoot. I forget what it was. I think the kid that would have had to beat him would have had to shoot a 150 29X. But I already knew that kid was shooting the same timeline, and he already missed and shot a 4. So Jett just really had to just shoot out, and he was good to go. And I mean, I don't know what he experienced on his side. I know he does say that he does get a little stressed out from them, but I think what sport don't you get a little nervous from, right?
Absolutely.
Then actually in 3D on the second day, my contact fell out, and
no.
I got 2-8. I was actually 8 up. So the first day I shot 10 up, and then the second day I was already 8 up. Then I had my contact fall out, and I shot 2-8, and then that brought me down to a 204. Then I got my contact back in. Then I just shot clean the rest of the day.
Yeah, that really messed his mojo up. Like 4 targets in, he was killing it, and I was like, all right, we got a shot at this, because I always tell him, like, he's not an aggressive shooter in 3D. He's more of I don't know if you know the different scoring. So he was explaining ASA and IBO. IBO is like you have the 10X on the scoring, right? It's 10 in the center, and he'll pound that center 10X all day long. The problem is in ASA you need to shoot a little lower because the 12's at the bottom of the 10, and he kind of shoots on the safe side of it. And the first day he shot great, 210. Now there was a couple kids ahead of him, but I was like, you know what? You shoot a 210 again. Those kids, they're gonna go home. They're gonna be all in their head and come out and shoot down, which is exactly what that entire group did. That the kid that actually won shot a 202 the first day, and then came out and shot a 216 and got first place. Now, if Jett would have shot consistently, he would have came out on top. But unfortunately, the contact thing kind of took him out of his mojo, and we ended up 5th, which is obviously still good, not bad by any means, but it really had him focused for outdoor to go on and be successful there and take home the shooter of the year, which is kind of a bigger win in my book.
Shooter of the year. How does that title make you feel?
I'm just glad I got the belt buckle. That's basically what I went to Ohio for. I didn't really care if I won nationals or not. I just wanted the belt buckle.
I love it, man. Honesty is the greatest thing you could ever do. And I love it. You went out for a belt buckle, and you came home with a national championship.
Yeah, so the national championship, yeah. And there's not too many kids from I mean, and not that I praise that he would get more attention from the media, but like it was like pulling teeth to try to get people to do an article on him. And I'm like, well, why is this difficult? The kid, and this was after the original when he won indoor. I'm like, he just won a national event with the bow, and people don't want to put him in the sports page. Like, so luckily, Tyler, Mel went to school with Tyler, and she reached out to him. He's like, oh, absolutely. It'll take a little while, which it played out better in the scheme of things, because the other accomplishments, with Jett getting shooter of the year, we were able to add that to the whole story. And I think it made a better story, to be honest with you, instead of just the one national event.
Made a good story to me, Jett. I want you to know that. I literally read that article 3 times, and I bet you I shared it 240,000. So
we appreciate that.
I absolutely am just ecstatic with what you've done. I mean, I know this. My daughter plays softball, and she's hitting the ball right now somewhere around 300 feet. And I teach hitting. You teach bow and that type of shooting. And when you watch your kids succeed doing what they love to do, there's no better feeling. It doesn't matter if it's soccer, football, hunting, fishing. There's no better feeling in the world as a parent to watch for me to watch your hard work pay off for you. It doesn't matter what age you are. And at your age, it just makes it even better.
Absolutely.
It's such an accomplishment. I hear from Big Sexy Outdoors. I want you to know we're proud of you. Chris will vouch that all day. I mean, Chris and I have talked about you. My God, Chris, we've talked about him, the last 3 weeks here really bottling up. And you know what's funny is we usually bring a lot of guys on prior to the show, 10, 15 minutes to get a feel for them. And I said to Chris, I don't want these guys on. I don't want to know anything from them. I literally want them to get on at the last moment, and I don't want to spoil anything. I was so excited to have you. Jett, do you have anything you'd tell anybody watching?
No, not really.
Any recommendations to any kids out there that aren't shooting?
Yeah, I do.
All right, I love it.
If you want to get into shooting, buy a Matthews.
So, are you trying to get Matthews to sponsor you? Is that what is that one of your hopes?
He would want that. So we come from a split household. I've been shooting Hoyts since I've been a kid.
Yeah, don't be dumb like him.
and Jett's on the Matthews kick. It is what it is. He shoots well with it. I honestly, all the major companies, they all make a great product. It just depends what feels good in your hand. I'd like to say they're all very, very well made. I mean, they're similar. They do each, have their own little thing depending on what you like. Like I like Hoyt because it's for my long draw length. I have a 32-inch draw length, which is like ridiculous. It's not.
You got long arms, man.
Yeah, the average person's like 29. So Hoyt makes a very good longbow that I feel works well, where Matthews is more dictated towards the whitetail hunter and having real compressed 29, 30-inch axle bows, which work good for Jett because he's short, but I have a 6'8" wingspan and I need a longbow in the tree stand.
So now wouldn't be the time to tell you I shoot a 29.5-inch draw Matthews Adrenaline then, right?
Well, Jett will be pumped. I'm not going to be disappointed. Yeah, we'll see.
What do you think, Jett? Is that am I doing okay with that then? I got a thumbs up for that? Matthews Adrenaline? Yeah, all right. I absolutely listen, I love Matthews. I have nothing negative to say in any way about Matthews. But I will tell you this. I broke 2 limbs already.
Yeah, it happens though. I have a Carbon Spider. It's my 3D hunting rig. I cracked a limb on that. A lot of it's coming in and out of tree stands. You in the dark when you're dropping your bow down there on your sling or whatever. It don't take much to just nix those limbs, and then a little deflection on it there can snap those pretty. Especially if you're drawing. I don't know what weight you're drawing, but if you're
70.
Yeah,
70.
You're having a little bit all that stress on it. They're gonna break. They ain't perfect. If it was perfect, that bow you just hold it in your hand and it hit bullseyes all day, right?
Well, we can do that. If you guys design one, let me know because I'll buy it.
Yeah, what do we got here? He dry fire bows a lot. Just ask Dad.
That is not what happened. That is not at all what happened. So when we were bow fishing, where you knock, they don't have like we do on the regular bows. They just have the string and the two finger compressors.
Yeah,
the finger compressors. So all the string was unraveled there. Okay, and I kept saying every time I put the arrow in, this isn't clicking. And of course we use their bows. They took us out. We didn't have our own. We use theirs. And I kept saying, listen, every time we put it on here, it's not clicking. This arrow's going to fall off. Well, we're shooting. I drew back. I was a big catfish come on. I'm like, yeah, boom. And it went poof and the whole bow blew up. And I was like, oh, crap. And then they never left me live it down. You know how they are. You know how guys are. They just I break everything, and I'm dumb, and I can't stand them.
I will say for the viewers out there, you got hunting season's right around the corner, and I'm sure you're probably like dusting the dust off your bow right now. But my big thing, if you can, go out to a weekend 3D shoot and support your local archery club because they do not get the support that they did 20, 30 years ago. When I was a kid, you go to them and there'd be 200-300 people on the weekend. You go to one now, some of these clubs are lucky to get 25 people. And
I want to shoot with you, Jett. I'm going to shoot with you. I haven't brought my bow out in a year. I'm
Yeah,
gonna bring it out. We're shooting.
I mean, it helps you. Just it gets your shooting a little better, and giving the respect to the animal that you're going out to hunt, that you're not going to wound it, and you're going to do an ethical shot on it. But ultimately, it helps support the archery club. You know, if these guys don't have shooters showing up there to help raise money for the club to buy new targets, they're dwindling away. I've seen so many in the last 20 years shut down because they can't afford to run. And a lot of the operations, I know our club, like if we didn't have a cell phone tower on our land, we'd have been closed up 30 years ago already. Like,
and which club do you run with?
Swatar Archers in Pine Grove.
Swatar Archers, right out of Pine Grove. Okay,
yeah.
I know where you're at. Yep.
Yeah, we do have a good winter league up there. Check them out on Facebook. They do run they have a good solid group of guys, but we are looking for the next generation to get a part of it. And it's tough to promote that because not every kid wants to go shoot a compound bow, and when you're a lot of guys that shoot the crossbows, I think it's a mix of things that has killed the 3D world. But you don't need to practice as much, and most guys don't want to take their crossbow out and go shoot a 30 target course with it because, my God, by the time you're out of breath, Chris is going to be like, need to go to the hospital to get an IV because he's going to be sweating and worn out from drawing the crossbow out 30 times. Bring a couple dozen hours if he's competing with you. All right.
Hey, I'm going to need a lot of arrows, bro. I'm just telling you. I'll shoot with you, but I'm going to need a lot of arrows.
I'll bring one.
Oh, that's scary. That's so scary. You know, I love your confidence. I absolutely love that you're confident in what you do. It means everything. If you don't, I tell my kids when I teach hitting, I do a lot of hitting lessons. If 65% of this game is mental, so the fact that you can stay focused, calm, and believe in what you do, you already got the game beat over half of them.
Yep.
And I love it. I love your confidence. I love what you've done. Chris, you haven't said much. I'm usually the talker. I get it. But what you got to say here, Chris? Chime in.
Oh, yeah, no, I've just really been listening and of course, working behind the scenes stuff. Like I saw somebody's PA archery opener with a bear.
Oh yeah, that video in there. So we had the first day. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I saw your bear.
Yeah, so I didn't. There had a big bear come in on me the opening day archery season. It stopped at 20. I mean, I didn't have a shot on it because the upstate I think it was 2 weeks later is when bear actually came in archery season up there. But I wish it wasn't that day because I would have had a 20-yard shot at any black bear with the bow. That's my big challenge. And that's something me and Jett are really striving to accomplish is get a buck upstate with the bow in the big woods. That's me and my brother have been trying for years now. It's just one time. You got to really put a lot of time in up there and take time off. And the way our family hunts up there, it's just we don't hunt during the rut. We normally go up there in muzzleloader season and hunt, so the buck are not really running at a time. But it's challenging. There's just so much space, and you can be sitting on one deer run, and the buck will go 50 yards below you, and you'll see 7 of them go by. And then you move down to that spot, and then they'll go right by where you were the night before. So it is tough. But yeah, we'll probably make a trip up there and hopefully, really the black bear is what you're after. You know, that's the sacred thing. Unfortunately, we didn't get snagged up for an elk tag this year, but we are going out to Colorado next year. I'm deploying in this after Christmas here in January. I'll be heading out with the Air Force, and next fall we're going to Colorado. So me, Jett, my brother, a couple other buddies, and his grandpa. So.
Well, I don't know if you hit that bear because you missed a 15-yard bobcat.
I did miss a bobcat in the Bloomsburg shoot. Yeah. See, pressure gets to me. Doesn't get to Jett, but it gets to me.
He keeps you in check. I like him. He keeps you in check.
Need more.
So listen, you
for an elk though, huh?
Oh, I would love to hunt elk. I can't wait to do it. We're initially going to go out with the rifles, but I have to wait couple years till he can start carrying a backpack. I should say I'm talking like no crap camp in the woods out of a backpack. Yeah. I'm thinking probably 14 or 15, and then we'll be able to go out there with the bows and hunt. That's my game plan. So
I got one for you. I know you're a military man, and I I want you to know I respect that more than most things I respect in this world, that you're willing to go fight for my country.
Well, thank you.
Let your kids buy. So I got a little present for you here. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
You give me your address, I'll get this shipped to you.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right. So we try to give these to the veterans or anybody involved with the military. So I have one here. I just got up and grabbed. I just want to show it to you. I don't know if you can see it real good, but we got the American flag on the brim.
Yeah, I like that.
Big sexy outdoors. So we're gonna make sure we hook you up with one. And I'll tell you what else I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send Jett a beanie. Jett, you want black with orange letters or black with white?
Black with orange.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the better one of them. That's the one I would have picked too.
No, I appreciate that. I got come November, I'll be 14 years in, so I'm getting close
There
to
it is.
retirement now.
There it is, Jett. Look, Chris loved that. That's his favorite.
Oh yeah.
So we'll get you hooked up with a beanie. We'll make sure Josh gets hooked up with a hat. And you guys, man, I tell you what, I love having you. I'd love to get together. Maybe we can shoot a dual video sometime. I definitely shoot that challenge with you, Jett. I ain't gonna lie to you though. I'm gonna need my whole team against you because I know I'm gonna lose.
Give him a 15-yard, closer.
All right, maybe we'll shoot Chris's crossbow to your. Maybe that'll. I don't know. He missed it 7 yards. It may not work.
Me and Jett could do that with you, for sure.
It's fun. We like to have fun. That's one thing we like doing. All this is, you can have 1 million viewers in the world, but what good is it if you can't have fun doing it?
I have a blowgun.
No.
I have one, Jett. I have one too.
I shoot my frogs with it all the time.
Oh my Lord, dude! We can have a lot of fun. I have one too.
No, we'll have to set that up. I'd be very interested to come shoot bow. We're always doing it. We're actually trying to think. We have a busy weekend. A lot of weeks coming. I know we have Labor Day. We have a bass tournament. The weekend after that, we have a bass tournament. I think the weekend after that, we have the PA Bow Festival up in Sullivan County. And then really right after that, archery season is going to be starting. So,
well, there's a bow thing going on this Saturday. What is that this Saturday? There's a big bow competition. I know a guy that shoots. That
might be the one in Harrisburg, under the light shoot.
Might be. I know he invited.
There might be one down in Charlottesville too.
He wanted us to come down and video some of it. He's like, "Come on down, video, man. Come down and check it out." But I got stuck working Saturday, so that ruined all my plans to even attempt.
Yeah, we're going to a Chris Stapleton concert, or we'd probably be out shooting the bows.
Yeah, I am so jealous, dude. I'm jealous. You can shoot better than me. Now, you like country music. That doesn't make me jealous. I'm a country music lover, so we're all in for that. You look better than me. We got problems, buddy. I'm doomed. I'm going down.
Yeah. So.
But I definitely am interested in getting you together. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get together. Let's make a plan. You stay in touch with me. We'll definitely keep watching your stuff. Definitely. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that you allowed us to have you on.
No, I appreciate you giving us the invite for sure.
It means a world to us. You guys ever want to come on again and share something you guys are doing, you just reach out and we're all in. I mean, even if it's just share one of your YouTube videos, let us know. We like having new people on every week. We try to have somebody new on. Now, do you guys do any pheasant hunting or?
I probably haven't pheasant hunted since I was a kid, but Jett's gone with some people. I don't partake in it all that much. I was spoiled. I lived in South Dakota for 4 years.
Oh my God, yeah, that was spoiled. They're all over down there.
Yes, it's tough to come back here and pay an extra $25 to shoot stocked birds. That I lucked out living out there for a while. So
yeah, I can't argue that. I understand that. Yeah.
It's very similar.
How about trout fish? You guys trout fish? I know you bass fish. Do you trout fish?
We trout fish. We're not big on keeping them though, right, Jett?
Yeah.
Yeah, we put a lot of them back. Our big thing's smallmouth fishing. We do a lot of smallmouth. We have a Jett boat. We have a G3 1860 that we take out center console tunnel. And we do a fair amount of tournaments together. We're waiting for the win. We've got a couple second and thirds and stuff, but we're still waiting for a win in a tournament. So hopefully we got a couple coming up. Maybe we can snag one. We've been improving our game. Problem is that we do have a little bit of a disadvantage, being a little. Jett's still young yet, but we hold up against those older dudes. I have a feeling. People that have been on the river 30, 40 years, we only have probably 8, 9 years of experience together, me and Jett. So we hold up.
Just have them shoot them.
Oh, I swear.
just have them shoot them. You just shoot the fish. You don't need a bow.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need a rod. What do you need a rod for? Take that bow out and just do it, Jett. Do your thing.
I will say, though, I know a lot of people. Maybe just get yours guys' opinion on this. What are your thoughts on the Youth Trout Day?
I have mixed feelings. I think that it kind of stinks because the guys who pay for a license go out and, now all the fish, a lot of the big fish are hooked. I also feel like, so your dad hooks your fish for you and you get to take it home. I've seen that happen many times walking down a creek, which sickens me. But I also think for the kids who aren't having their daddy do their work for them, it's a phenomenal thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double, it's a double whammy. It's fantastic in one area. And I think that there's too many dads who just want the trophy fish that they don't even care if their kid fishes or not. They care that they catch that lunker when nobody else is going.
Yeah. I can see that point because you have, not that it's not about the kids, but the kids are catching these big fish. The people who are really funding the trout are now not getting a chance at them. It's so has me mixed feelings. We don't really keep the last 2 big trout that we've kept were 2 that Jett caught up in Clinton County, but that day he caught three over 22 inches.
Wow.
Where he caught 2 goldens that were 22, and then he caught a rainbow that was 22. But he kept 1 golden and 1 rainbow, and we have them mounted in the room downstairs. But other than that,
look, Barnes' comment. We know that, Barnes. That's what I'm saying. Some of these guys who kids don't even fish, they drag their kids out just so they can keep fish.
well, adults are not allowed to keep any trout on youth days.
They can catch them, though. They can fish.
You can fish because I won't lie. I fish with Jett, but I do not keep a fish. We catch and release everything.
But that's why I'm saying about the dads. I
know what you're saying. Is
know what I mean? They're fishing. They're drifting. Your kid ain't going to do the same drift you are. Your kid's just most kids ain't. They're out there just throwing and.
No.
So that's what I'm saying.
I agree, Barnes. The parents are going to hook them, hand the rod over, kid reels it in, net it. All right, we're out of here because we caught the 20-inch golden that's sitting right here. It is because like they've done a lot at the Sweet Arrow Lake, right? Big stuff into the trout fishing, and I think it's actually the worst place to stock trout in the world. Because come June, I'll tell you right now how many dead fish I see in there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's just not designed because the water temperatures. I've seen water temperatures in there at 87 degrees. And I hate to break it to you, ain't no trout living in that.
The hot water is what kills them. That's why you don't see many guys trout fishing right now because as soon as you hook one, they're going to roll over dead.
Yep. So I like that they have it, the amount of fish they put in there. I mean, the muskie have completely blown up in there. I mean, I've had a couple buddies catch over 4-footers in there already just because they have all the trout bait, but I think it has hurt the bass growth in there because when you throw, 5,000 extra fish in there in April, that's eating up a lot of the bait fish, a lot of the other stuff that the bass will be normally eating. Not that the big bass can't eat a trout, but your normal 12-inch dinker that's in there really is losing out on a lot of, its resources to grow. So I'm pro and con. I'm more of a bass fisherman than I am a trout guy, but I don't know. I have a trout stream that runs through my yard, so we do pretty well at that when we catch them there. But I think my pet peeve with trout fishing would be that, like, we have a little hole in our yard. I'll see the same guy come back twice in a day and take a stringer out of there. And that bugs me. But
Well,
yeah, there's really
you know, the rules are the rules for a
really,
reason.
like the game commission shows up, then what are they gonna be like? Do you have your 5? Yeah, here they are. Here's my 5 fish. Oh, sorry.
No, I agree with you. I don't keep them either. I mean, I'll tell you, I usually keep a couple one time a year.
Absolutely.
One time a year we make a meal. I don't eat them, so actually I bring them home usually for my dad. I don't even eat them. And then after that, I mean, I won't lie. If we catch a real big one, my God, Barnes, that's commenting right now.
Yeah.
His daughter, I believe, Chris, what's she on? Like 19, 20-inch fish for the year or something? She's ridiculous. You want to see a fisherman? Oh my God, can that kid fish? I fished the same hole side by side with her. We went out to the Montongo, and we fished side by side from top to bottom. And I literally wanted to drown myself in the water. I felt so embarrassed when we were done. We fished the same lure, the same bait. I couldn't touch her. She murdered me. I mean, she made me look so bad. And I was so proud of her. She had so much fun. I mean, but that kid can fish. And just like Jett can shoot, some kids have it. She's one of them kids that it's a natural thing, man. I'm telling you, I've never seen a kid fish like she does for trout.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had some good times fishing, that's for sure. I love it. I just love the outdoors. Jett, I'm sure he can vouch for the same thing. You can't keep him in. Be 9:30 at night and he'll be asking to go out frog hunting.
I never did that. Barnes and I talked about going frog hunting. I've never done it.
Yeah.
They actually go out and you eat do you eat the frog legs, Jett?
He fries them up himself.
Do you really?
Yeah.
My God, that's awesome. How many frogs? How often do you go frogging?
A lot.
Do you really?
He has a specific size. So we have a little
I have to walk out the door and I go to get the frog.
Yeah.
But I either cook them with Worcestershire sauce and soy sauce or Hank's hot sauce.
And you clean them yourself and everything?
Yeah, he taught me how to do it.
Get out. How'd you learn?
I didn't know how to do it. He watched a YouTube video. He's like, watch this. I know what I'm doing.
Get out. So you YouTubed it. And now when you hunt frogs, is that what you use your blowgun for?
I use my blowgun, my bow fishing bow, my pellet gun, my pellet pistol, and sometimes a net.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just catch them.
Yeah, he shot a couple already with the bow fishing bow.
Now, I'm assuming they're the big bullfrogs.
Yeah.
Man, that must be awesome. People walk out your back door and just do that. That must be phenomenal. I used to live in Pine Grove, and I tell you, we lived in Ravine. You know where the coal breaker is up there?
Yep.
I grew up there. Chris, my whole family, we grew up in the top of it. We used to call it Browntown.
Okay.
You might even know my brother Tommy. And I mean, we had a pond right by the.
I gotta get my charger.
Right by the coal breaker, there was 2 ponds.
Yep, right at the bottom of the hill, right?
Yep, we used to go over there and we catch bullfrogs. But I'm telling you, we catch bullfrogs as big as possums. I mean, these things were ridiculous.
I don't know if that's gonna.
And the amount of fish and bass and stuff in them ponds is even crazier.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I haven't fished in that pond there. You know what? If you're from Pine Grove, this is a tidbit here, but a sleeper place to go bass fishing is the Canal.
The Pine Grove Canal?
Yeah.
Or do you mean the Sudberg Canal?
I'm talking the Pine Grove Canal.
Okay, I fish both. I
haven't done the super. I mean, I'd have to go down there and really. I'm sure there's bass in there. There's no doubt about it. And 12-year-old me obviously doesn't know as much as 33-year-old me when it comes to bass fishing. So, but I've seen some monsters. Jett actually has the Sweet Arrow Lake record up in his room. Not that he caught, but a friend of mine who caught it in 1989 gave it to me. And
Get out.
7 pound, 4 ounce. Do you want to go grab it quick, Jett?
Off the wall.
Yeah. This thing's huge.
Now, you say a friend of yours, so is he a Pine Grove native?
Yeah. Harry Levan. He's an older individual. He's actually one of my mentors when getting into fishing.
I know that name. I don't know how I know that name. Is that
lives
relation to Wes?
I want to say they are in some form.
Okay.
But yeah, 1989, he caught it during a hurricane front was coming in, and it was downpouring. He caught it on a spinner bait. And he said, he's like, I've been fishing for 20 years and I never seen anything like it. He's like, I didn't know how big it was. So the rumor is that when he got it weighed at A&A Bait and Tackle there, that
Randy Funk, I know him too. Yep.
Yeah, so when he got it weighed there, this is years before I think the lady owned it, if there was a lady owned it.
I think it was Burns that owned it.
Yeah, so he got it weighed there, and then a year or two later, a rumor went around that their scale was off by 2 pounds. And when you see this, I mean, I'm talking, I've caught some big bass, but this thing is freaking monstrous.
Holy moly.
It's, I believe, 25 inches long. It is. I wish you, Jett, do you have like a soda can to put up next to it?
No problem.
All right. That would give more the viewers a better idea of how big this thing is.
And he caught that on a spinner bait.
Yeah. I'd like to get a replica made for him because, I mean, he's probably the reason I fish as much as I do, because he used to take me all the time, teach me a lot of stuff. I recently was able to take him out on the Susquehanna, and we caught a couple 4-pounders that day during the spawn, and he was having a blast. He doesn't get out as much as he used to. So.
Well, this is a 16-ounce Mountain Dew bottle.
Holy moly. Turn that bottle the other way so I can see the width.
You got to try to straighten out the fish a little bit, Jett.
Well, this camera, I can't really.
Oh, I tell you what, I can get the gist of it right there at that angle. That cap, 16 inches, is literally up near the back of that fish.
Yes, it's huge.
That is a big fish.
Yeah.
I got one for you about Sweet Arrow you'll like. Remember when they drained it?
Yes.
So they drained Sweet Arrow, and where they put the fall recreation on across from the dock. They have two. There's one out by the cabin and whatever you want to call the top section with the playground. Mm-hmm. Then there's the other section. Okay, on the dam breast side.
Yep.
So when they were draining that, none of that existed. But we used to have a pull-in where everybody'd walk in the woods there, and they'd fish off the dam breast.
Okay.
Well, I was driving by, and I watched these guys throwing stuff in the back of their truck. And I'm like, what are they doing? Well, of course, I got out right away, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? They must have thought I was game warden or something. So they were like, oh, they were all stuttering and going nuts. And I said, let me see what he's got. And they were like, I don't know. We don't have anything. I'm like, listen, bud, I think I get in trouble. Just let me see what you got. I know you got something big in there. I just watched you out of your truck. They lift up 2 muskie. When I tell you they touched their toes. They touched their toes. Here, when they drained it, they were laying on the bank flopping.
Really?
And these 2 guys lifted them up and brought them up. That's what they're throwing in their truck. 2 big muskie. I'll bet you they were 50. I'll bet you're almost 60 inches long. I mean, they literally held them like this, and they were touching the ground.
Yeah, the one thing I wish they would have dredged that when they had it lowered.
They made it deeper. I don't know why they left it the way.
Well, because the town. Rumor has. I know this isn't a rumor, right? But I heard the town mayor at the time, which I believe was Hesser.
Yep.
Okay. Arthur Padunch offered to do it for free as long as they got to keep the topsoil out of it. And supposedly she said, absolutely not. You will pay for that. So then they never did it. And looking back at it now, it was a stupid thing on decision on whoever, the council members at the time, because that would have been an amazing way to improve that body of water. Would have probably helped with flooding. There's a lot of things that you could have done differently with it to help things.
Even if they only dredged a section of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if they only dredged a section and
where all those lily pads are up there, that used to be beautiful cabins back in through there. Now you could barely get a kayak back through there. It's that silted up.
It was. There used to be cabins all the way up through there.
Yeah.
I remember. Now I'm 42. I used to goose hunt in there And you used to have to be real careful goose hunting off the creek because if you goose hunted off the creek, the houses were up in that corner.
Okay, so you have to watch
So,
your.
right. So we used to have to stay up before the bend. Let me tell you something. You want to fish a trout spot, I'll give you my secret on TV or on the internet. So you know where that bridge is by Coots? It used to be Coots Farm. It ain't Coots Farm no more. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about. The one that
if you fish that bridge down to the lake, there's trout in there that have been in there for 20 years. I'll tell you something. I went through there, man. They were like, they're monsters.
So
it's polluted with them.
Is this from back in your day or like now?
I haven't been there in 10 years, probably.
Okay, so it's going to be a lot different for you now. So that secret probably ain't going to work. They're actually they're doing a lot of construction out there. I actually think they're building a walkway that you can go from the lake all the way up through there.
Are they really?
Yeah. Because they're redoing Tootsie's Bridge. So me and Jett, so not Tootsie's Bridge, but it would be the bridge right after the lake where you can get up to. We all but take our boat from the lake up there.
Really?
Run the trolling motor up through, yeah. We catch a lot of bass going up through there. We ought to do it one time during trout season because I think people would freaking be losing it seeing a boat come up through there. But
well, they don't even, and you know what stinks is they don't stock no more up through that section. They only stock up to the.
No, they stock down.
It would be the second bridge. They don't stock to the first bridge. They stock up to the second. I still trout fish out. I talked to a lot of guys that stock that. They stop up at actual Cecil Coots. I don't know if you know who Cecil is.
Cecil, yeah, he sold his.
Yeah, they stay. That's the last bridge they stock to.
No, they do another float from after that now. I promise you because I've stocked it the last 4 years.
The old Evan Chalk hole. Do you know what I mean? When I was a kid,
I know who Evan Chalk is. Yeah.
We called it the Evan Chalk hole. Now I'm talking when I was a kid at 15 years old.
You're talking the one that comes from back Mountain Road. I don't know. Is it Mountain Road there? Or is that? What road
yeah.
Yeah.
Lynn. I shouldn't say her last name even if I know it, but I can't think of it. Lynn. She was my mom. One of my mom's better friends growing up. Bought that house. Her and Stevenson. I believe it was Stevenson bought that house. We used to park right there, and we walked down the cow pasture into that huge hole. And that was what we called Evan Chalk's hole. Man, and we caught some big fish out of that over the years.
Just overflow out of his ponds.
No, I don't think so. I think it was overflow from stocking. You know what I mean? The fish washed down from high waters. We used to catch some monsters. It's still my favorite stretch to fish. I still fish it.
Yeah. So I would think like a month after trout. I don't know. It's tough to say. I think a lot of those trout from the lake, they go up the creek.
They do. That's why I said that section.
Cold water, they just chase it. They chase it.
They're looking for cold water, or they're going to die.
Yeah, and that's why I wish they wouldn't put so many in the lake. But you know, there's guys advocating for it. I don't know if they're doing it to get the kids involved, or they're doing it for their own benefit because they fish there every day. So be it. I mean, it is what it is. But I just don't. I think they put way too many fish in there.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it has turned into a great event. There's a lot of people participating in it. I mean, me and Jett like it because every neighbor we have is at the lake, and then the whole Raidersville Creek's wide open, so we can walk 5 miles and only see 20 people because everybody's fishing at the lake.
Yeah, Raidersville is one of my favorite creeks.
Yeah, so that's where we normally go. Another good spot's in town. The Pine Grove Fishing Game stocks that really well, and Evan Chalk. I know he throws some in
Black Creek, the Black Creek there.
Yeah, basically from Speedway down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then where the two rivers meet, so the river from the lake and then that creek, I guess would be the upper, the two of them where they meet. That's a good spot to fish in there too. Big hole back behind Levati's. But there's a lot of good holes down through there.
Levati's, that's one of my, I used to be one of our favorites. We'd take the fly rod down through there. We'd make a killing.
Yeah. What's your favorite trout hole, Jett?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably. I haven't thought about this. It would probably be. I don't know. I haven't thought about this. Probably Two Rivers.
Okay, so that's behind Levati's. All right.
That's what I like. That's one of my favorite ones. I can take the fly rod.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's getting late, guys. I'm not.
We doubled our expectation here.
So yeah, we won't keep these on any later. I just realized I didn't even know what time it was. I just realized we're on an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call it a good night. I think Chris might have fell asleep. He's always there. Yeah, he's always there. He's always behind the scenes. He's if you watch, he's always shifting the screen, and he's a guy pulling your comments and stuff up. He's a guy always moving around. He was showing your website. I don't know if you've seen that. He was showing your YouTube, and so he's always here, even when you don't hear him. But listen, I'm really proud of you guys, what you are doing, and keep it up. And I appreciate you coming on the show. It means the world to me.
Yep, I appreciate you extending it, and we'll reach out and set up that shoot so we can see Big Sexy Outdoors versus the Jett Man.
We're doing it. I love it.
All righty.
All right. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Right. See ya.
God bless.
God bless.